Well, good evening. First, I want to thank Paul for all the work that the New Hampshire High Tech Council has done to put this contest together. It's been a lot of work, and for hosting us here tonight. And I want to congratulate my fellow finalists for all their hard work and their innovation, and for the great job you all did in the presentation so far. So I'm going to have to get acclimated here to the little device. So just a little bit about B2W Software. B2W Software is located in downtown Portsmouth at the Martingale Wharf. We've been in business for a little over 20 years. We have about 100 employees. We have, in the last 4 years, been growing at a rate of about 25%, and we as a company have no outside investment and no venture capital. So the market that we serve is the heavy civil construction space. It is a $2.7 trillion sector worldwide. It's basically made up of companies that do roads, bridges, tunnels, earthwork, utility, oil, gas, and so forth. We have about 1,600 companies throughout North America. Some of the companies that you may know the names of here in New Hampshire would be Audley Construction, Brock's Industries, Pike Industries, Continental Paving. The leading type companies in the state of New Hampshire are the companies that we serve across North America. So in the construction space, it really has been historically a technology laggard. It's been very much driven by manual processes, paper, spreadsheets, and so forth. But more recently, emerging IT investment drivers are margin pressure, both regulatory and compliance requirements, complexity and risk, OSHA, safety, and so forth, and also employee expectations. It is a sector where younger employees are coming into the workplace, and they certainly have different expectations around how technology should be made available and the tools they should be able to use to do their job. So before I get into Maintain, just to put in perspective, Maintain is one of several different elements within our operational platform, which is called One. It is a full operational workflow for construction companies. It is a networked element driven product. It's unified data where all these different tools are essentially using the same data set, a single SQL Server database. We have an agnostic mobile platform that allows people to deploy our technology on iPads and Androids. It is all enterprise class. The technology stack is built on SQL Server, Microsoft.NET, HTML5, AngularJS, and so forth. So the challenges faced by companies that are in the construction space around construction equipment maintenance and repair is that it's very, very high cost. They're looking to get maximum uptime of their assets. They have a very large and sophisticated, complex fleet of equipment. They have a lack of standards and controls. It's very much, again, manually driven, paper, spreadsheets. Folks don't know, for example, which work is under warranty, manual time cards, manual work orders, and so forth. And there are, obviously, because of that, very limited analytics that are available to help them better understand the data and how to drive their business more effectively. So all of that means that basically they're in a very reactive or fire drill approach to how they're actually running their business. So the solution that B2W has put together for Maintain is a comprehensive workflow that helps them automate the process of managing their equipment maintenance and repair. It's driven largely by a preventative maintenance engine that helps them understand what needs to be done to the equipment and when. And of course, it does provide very advanced analytics, reporting, KPIs, and so forth. It does offer a multi-million-dollar ROI, and it does that by helping people drive down their cost and drive up the uptime of their equipment. And of course, now there we go. So very quickly, I thought I'd step you through the workflow of the product. From the home screen of our product, our operational platform, one of the elements that's available is Maintain. And to just kind of step again through how does the product work, the setup of the product would involve in the implementation process, setting up a lot of detail around a company's equipment fleet, all the different information about the equipment, including the warranties on the equipment, on the parts that go into the equipment, would also involve the preventative maintenance engine, what needs to be done to the assets and when, at 500-hour intervals, 250-hour intervals, 100-hour intervals. So it's driving them to a preventative model rather than reactive. So from the workflow in the shop, for example, a mechanic would be greeted by, or a manager would be greeted by this dashboard in the morning that would tell them basically what needs to be done today, what work orders are being worked on, how many requests are coming in from the field for repair requests, what preventative maintenance has been triggered that is not scheduled, unscheduled work orders, time cards for employees, and so forth. So repair requests in the field can be generated by foremen, mechanics, and others. The repair request for a specific piece of equipment could also include a picture or pictures of what specifically is wrong with the equipment. In the office, those requests are synced up from the different tablets, and it drives a workflow where someone is then scheduling all these different requests on a work order, and they have the visibility into what other things might need to be done to a specific piece of equipment, either repair-related or preventative maintenance. And then the work is actually scheduled. And in the scheduling of the work, you also have the ability using advanced telematics to be able to understand, based on the piece of equipment you're going to do work on and where it is, what other pieces of equipment might be around that on the job or close to the job that may need to have some particular type of work done as well, again, to maximize the work that's being done daily. Then the work orders are actually performed on a tablet, so there's a mechanic in the field that's actually out performing the work on the various pieces of equipment, and they have all the details they need relating to the work orders, the detail of the work that needs to be done, the parts that are required, manuals that may be needed, and so forth and so on. At the back end of this, there is a very powerful reporting engine that does allow folks to be able to do very detailed reports, dashboards, KPIs, metrics, and so forth, which is, at the end of the day, helping them drive the business, make better decisions based on data. And at the end of the day, what it comes down to for us is 1 + 1 = 3. Some of you may be asking, did he do well on the math SATs? And the answer is I did. But what I mean by this is that maintain in the context of our collective platform really gives a different value proposition, very, very unique. It is a disruptive technology that represents massive savings. A company that would do $100 million a year in construction that may have 500 pieces of equipment can drive their cost of preventative maintenance and repair down from 15% of revenue to 5% of revenue, which affords them on a $150,000 investment up to a $10 million annual savings in terms of running the business. How'd I do? Just in time?